Imagine walking into a place you've never been before. You stop because something feels strangely familiar. The room, the people, even the word someone is about to say. For one impossible moment, you could swear you've lived this exact scene before. But you know you haven't. So why does your brain insist that you have? This strange experience has fascinated scientists for decades. And the answer may reveal something extraordinary about how your brain creates reality itself. But what exactly is déjà vu? The name comes from French. It simply means already seen. It's the strange feeling that you've experienced the present moment before, even when you know that's impossible. For a few seconds, everything feels strangely familiar. The place, the conversation, even the next thing someone is about to say. Scientists estimate that around 2 out of every 3 people will experience déjà vu at least once in their lifetime. It's surprisingly common. Yet despite how familiar it feels, your brain is quietly doing something extraordinary behind the scenes. So, what's actually happening inside your brain? To understand déjà vu, we first need to understand how your brain recognizes the world around you. Every single second, your eyes, your ears, and your other senses send an enormous amount of information to your brain. Your brain processes all of it almost instantly. Then it asks one simple question. Have I experienced something like this before? Normally, 2 memory systems work together. One system creates a feeling of familiarity. The other searches for an actual memory. When both systems agree, you instantly recognize a place, a face, or a voice. Like seeing an old friend after many years. You don't just know they look familiar. You remember exactly who they are. Most of the time, this process happens so quickly, you never even notice it. But every once in a while, something unusual happens. The 2 systems fall out of sync. And that's where the mystery begins. So, what causes the brain to make this strange mistake? One of the leading scientific theories suggests that déjà vu happens because of a tiny timing error inside your brain. Imagine taking the same photograph twice. The first picture arrives just a fraction of a second before the second. The delay is so small, you never consciously notice it. But your brain does. For one brief moment, part of your brain mistakenly treats the present as something it has already processed. The experience feels familiar before your memory has a chance to explain why. It's like reading the same sentence twice without realizing you already looked at it. That tiny mismatch can convince your brain that this completely new moment is actually a memory. And suddenly, the impossible feels real. But here's where things get even more interesting. The timing mismatch theory isn't the only explanation scientists have proposed. Another idea is called the memory mismatch theory. Your brain is constantly comparing what you're seeing right now with thousands of memories you've collected throughout your life. Sometimes, a new place may share tiny details with an old memory you've completely forgotten. Maybe it's the layout of a room, the angle of a staircase, or the way sunlight falls through a window. Your conscious mind doesn't recognize the connection. But somewhere deep inside your brain, the similarity is enough to trigger a powerful feeling of familiarity. Another theory focuses on attention. Imagine briefly looking at something without fully paying attention. Then, a second later, you look again. Your brain may mistakenly treat the second look as something you've already experienced. The result? A perfectly ordinary moment suddenly feels strangely familiar. None of these theories explain every single case. But together, they reveal something remarkable. Your brain is constantly making predictions, comparisons, and split-second decisions, just to help you understand the world around you. There's one discovery that completely changed how scientists study déjà vu. Doctors noticed that some people with temporal lobe epilepsy often experience an intense feeling of déjà vu, just seconds before a seizure begins. For these patients, The feeling can be incredibly vivid, sometimes lasting much longer than the brief déjà vu most people experience. This gave neuroscientists an important clue. It suggested that déjà vu isn't just a strange feeling. It's connected to the brain's memory circuits. But here's the important part. Experiencing ordinary déjà vu does not mean you have epilepsy. In healthy people, déjà vu is usually brief, harmless, and surprisingly common. The epilepsy connection simply helped scientists understand where in the brain this mysterious feeling might begin. Sometimes, the biggest discoveries come from studying the rarest cases. So, the next time you experience déjà vu, don't be afraid. That strange feeling isn't proof that you've lived this moment before. And it isn't evidence of a glitch in reality. It's simply a reminder that your brain is performing billions of calculations every single day, quietly comparing, predicting, and organizing the world around you. Most of the time, it does this perfectly. Every now and then, it makes one tiny mistake. And for a brief moment, the present feels like the past. We still don't know everything about déjà vu. But every new discovery brings us one step closer to understanding one of the brain's greatest mysteries. So, have you ever experienced déjà vu? What did it feel like? Share your story in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden science behind everyday life, subscribe to LoreWise. Because sometimes, the most ordinary moments hide the most extraordinary mysteries.